The bookstore smelled of aged parchment and forgotten stories. It was the kind of place where time seemed to stand still, dust motes dancing lazily in the golden afternoon light. Evelyn had always been drawn to places like this, quiet, mysterious, filled with stories that whispered secrets to those who listened. She ran her fingers along the spines of the books, their covers worn with time, until one caught her attention. It wasn't particularly grand or ornate, just a simple, leather-bound volume with no title. Something about it, though, felt odd. A pull, almost like a whisper in the back of her mind, urging her to pick it up. She flipped it open. The pages were filled with strange symbols, glowing faintly as if alive. And then, the world tilted. A rush of energy surged through her veins, making her gasp. The air thickened, pressing down on her as whispers curled around her ears. Words in a language she didn't understand filled her mind, twisting, wrapping around her thoughts like vines creeping through cracks in stone. Then, silence. The book snapped shut in her hands. The glow faded. Evelyn let out a breath, her heart hammering. What the hell was that? She shook her head, convincing herself it was just exhaustion playing tricks on her. She'd been studying too much lately, losing herself in late-night research for her history thesis. Maybe she needed more sleep. Without thinking, she tucked the book under her arm and walked to the counter. "I'll take this one," she said to the old shopkeeper. The man's eyes darkened as he looked at the book. For a moment, he seemed to hesitate, his fingers twitching as if he wanted to snatch it away. But instead, he exhaled and gave a small, knowing smile. "Be careful with that one, dear," he murmured, his voice almost a whisper. Some books change their readers. Evelyn frowned but shrugged it off. She had no idea how right he was. That night, Evelyn curled up in bed, the book resting on her lap. She hesitated for only a second before flipping it open again. The symbols were gone. Now, the pages were filled with elegant, flowing script in a language she somehow understood, though she had never seen it before. "You have opened the book. And now, you are bound." She frowned. Bound? To what? Her eyes moved to the next line. "To me." The candles in her room flickered violently, though there was no wind. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat. And then, she felt it. A presence. Not in the room. Not around her. Inside her. A strange warmth settled in her chest, slow at first, like embers catching fire. It spread through her limbs, coiling in her stomach, wrapping around her ribs. A longing. A need. But for what? Or, for who? Then, she saw him. A figure in her mind's eye, tall, with dark hair that curled just at the ends, sharp cheekbones, and piercing silver eyes that seemed to see straight into her soul. His lips curved into a smirk, like he knew something she didn't. "Hello, Evelyn," the voice purred inside her mind. She gasped, snapping the book shut. But it was too late. The dream started that night. She saw him standing in the ruins of a grand palace, moonlight bathing the shattered stone in silver. He was waiting for her. And she wanted to go to him. Every time she tried to wake up, she found herself back in the dream. Every time she tried to fight the pull, it only grew stronger. By the third day, she was no longer resisting. Evelyn found herself walking through town in a daze. Colors seemed duller, sounds quieter, except for his voice. His voice was a constant hum in the back of her mind, soft, teasing, like a phantom whispering in her ear. "Do you miss me? I don't even know you," she muttered under her breath. A chuckle. "You will." She felt him, his presence lingering over her skin like a lover's touch, warm and possessive. It sent a shiver down her spine. By the end of the week, she stopped questioning why her heart ached for someone she had never met. She already knew the answer. The book had cursed her. And the sorcerer inside it had claimed her. She couldn't fight it anymore. The book sat open on her desk, its pages filled with words meant only for her. He had written to her, letters woven with magic, with longing, with promises she wasn't sure she wanted to resist. Come to me, Evelyn. I have waited long enough. She ran her fingers over the ink, and a shudder ran through her. She could almost feel his touch. And then, the world shifted. The walls of her bedroom melted away, the air turned thick with the scent of rain-soaked earth and something ancient, something powerful. She stood in a ruined courtyard, moonlight spilling over cracked stone. And he was there. Waiting. "You're real," Evelyn whispered, taking a hesitant step forward. His silver eyes gleamed. "Did you ever doubt it?" She swallowed. "What did you do to me?" "I bound you to me." His voice was soft, but there was no regret in it. Only certainty. It was the only way. "The only way for what?" she asked, her heart pounding. His smirk faded, replaced by something deeper. "For you to remember." Her breath caught. "Remember what?" His fingers brushed against her temple, and suddenly... flashes. Memories that weren't hers. A grand palace, filled with laughter. A love so deep it felt like breathing. A betrayal. A curse. A promise. Her knees buckled, but he caught her, arms wrapping around her as if he had done it 1,000 times before. She looked up at him, tears brimming in her eyes. You're... He nodded. "Yours." Evelyn's heart clenched, torn between the past and the present. Between fear and something dangerously close to love. But maybe, just maybe, they had always belonged to each other. Even before the curse. Even before the book. Even before time itself. The end, or, perhaps, just the beginning.